God warn, your name is on a huge money transfer, but only if you open this immediately. My beloved child, tonight the heavens bend close to you, carrying a message that feels like thunder wrapped in whisper. Something huge is waiting for you, something so staggering that your spirit will shake before it understands it. But listen carefully, this is not about ordinary wealth, not the kind of money that slips through fingers and disappears into dust. This is a divine transfer, a spiritual inheritance, a release of breakthroughs that were written beside your name long before you ever learned to pray. And right now, the heavens are stirring as if a vault that was locked for years has finally been commanded to open. You are being asked to stop scrolling, to breathe, to listen, because what is approaching you carries the weight of destiny, and if you miss the moment, you may miss the miracle meant only for you. The truth is, your life is standing at the edge of a shift so massive that even the angels are watching in silence to see if you will step into it. Yet here is the part no one told you, your blessing is not late. It is simply waiting for your awareness to catch up to its readiness. A divine transaction doesn't move like earthly currency. It moves when your spirit becomes strong enough to receive what your heart has cried for. And right now, heaven is releasing a message with urgency because you are closer than you think. Something that was withheld from you, delayed, rerouted, slowed, interrupted, God is preparing to return all of it in a single overwhelming wave. People doubted you, circumstances drained you, life stretched you, yet still you rose. That rising has triggered this moment. Imagine a vault with your name etched in gold, a vault filled not with coins or bills, but with opportunities, healing, clarity, peace, elevation, relationships that honor you, doors that stay open, strength that cannot be broken. That is the huge money transfer heaven is speaking of, an inheritance of abundance written into your destiny long before the world tried to convince you you were ordinary. And this message is the key that begins unlocking it. But here comes the twist, the part that turns the calm of your spirit into wildfire. Heaven says, if you open this message fully, not with your eyes but with your soul, you are stepping into a season where losses will reverse themselves, where your tears will become receipts of battles already won, where the weight on your chest will break like chains finally tired of holding you. Something is aligning for you that you cannot see yet. The delays? They were divine timing. The heartbreak? It was spiritual redirection. The rejection? It was protection from rooms too small for your calling. And now, all at once, you are being positioned for a release so powerful that the old version of you wouldn't even know how to hold it. So pause here. Let your spirit hear this without rushing. You are being prepared for a life that feels like a miracle unfolding in slow motion, because heaven has decided that the drought is ending, the closed doors are opening, and the blessing that carries your name is finally on the move. My beloved child, listen closely, because the moment you stepped into this message, something around you shifted, quietly, powerfully, unmistakably. The atmosphere around your life just changed its direction. You may not feel it yet, but heaven has already begun rearranging things behind the scenes. There is a spiritual document, an unseen ledger, where your name has just been highlighted with a brilliance that was not there before. This is why you've been feeling restless, why your spirit has been stirring like something is calling you forward. That pull isn't random, it's the echo of a breakthrough that has been trying to reach you for months. You are entering a period where every delay will make sense, where every silent battle will be rewarded, where every closed door will be replaced by an opening so large it will feel unreal. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven is urging you not to turn away, not to scroll, not to disconnect, because this moment is part of your unlocking. Let me reveal something deeper. Your life has been monitored by grace in ways you don't even realize. Every time someone tried to block your progress, every time a situation tried to drain your hope, every time you thought you were forgotten, God was collecting all of it as evidence to multiply what you deserve. Your tears were counted, your endurance was recorded, and your loyalty, despite the storms, became the reason heaven is releasing this divine wealth into your timeline. But here is the sacred part: heaven's transfer isn't like earthly fortune. It doesn't come as a simple payout, it comes as alignment, as favor, as sudden opportunity that catches everyone off guard. It comes as restoration you never expected, as clarity that removes the heavy fog around your path, as connections that accelerate you faster than years of struggle ever could. You are not being lifted randomly, you are being lifted because you survived what was meant to bury you. And now, the angels stand in stillness, waiting for your heart to understand what your spirit already knows: this is your season of return. Something that once slipped from your hands will come back in a form 10 times stronger. Something you prayed for in silence is about to surface loudly. Something you thought was over is being resurrected. And this message, right now, is not here to entertain you. It is here to awaken the version of you that was chosen for abundance, elevation, protection, and overflowing favor. The vault with your name is opening because your time has finally arrived. My beloved child, as you move deeper into this message, feel how the air around you shifts, how something inside you wakes up, like a locked door finally hearing the right key. You are not here by accident. You were pulled into this exact moment because heaven has been waiting for you to reach the point where your spirit is ready for what is being released. Something huge is waiting for you, and the divine realm is urging you to stay, to listen, to open yourself fully, because the breakthrough connected to your name is delicate, powerful, and timed with precision. This isn't ordinary guidance. This is a spiritual alert, a warning wrapped in mercy. The blessing marked for you has been circling your life like a bird waiting for the storm to pass. And now, the storm is ending. The clouds are parting. The blessing is descending. But heaven says one thing: you must be present to receive it. There is a profound truth you've never been told. Every time you stayed kind when life was unfair, every time you kept moving even when exhausted, every time you whispered hope into a day that felt hollow, those moments were recorded in the divine treasury. Not one hardship was ignored. Not one quiet prayer went unnoticed. This is why your name is now surrounded by light in the heavenly realm, why angels have been directed to move in your favor, why the spiritual vault that belongs to you is unlocking faster than it ever has before. Something that belongs to you has been delayed, yes, but never denied. And now the delay is breaking apart. You are stepping into a season where what you lost will return in forms that strengthen you, where what was hidden will reveal itself, where what felt impossible will start unfolding like a story written just for you. This is the part heaven wants you to hear without blinking. The huge transfer coming your way is not just material, it is transformational. It will touch your mind, your relationships, your opportunities, your direction, your confidence, your peace. It will rearrange your path so swiftly that the version of you who struggled will barely recognize the version of you who rises. You are walking into favor that will feel tailor-made. Doors that rejected you will open as if they were waiting for your arrival. People who overlooked you will suddenly see your worth. Situations that drained you will shift in your favor without explanation. And all of it ties back to this moment, the moment you allowed heaven's message to reach the deepest parts of you. Stay awake. Stay aligned. The divine transfer is moving closer. My beloved child, as you step into this next part, feel the intensity rising around you, because the message is no longer gentle, it is urgent. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven is pushing you to understand that the timing is fragile. There is a window opening for you that won't remain open forever. You've been sensing shifts in your emotions, sudden intuition, unexpected signs, moments that felt like déjà vu. None of that was coincidence. Those were divine signals, guiding you toward this exact moment. Heaven has been preparing you quietly, shaping your spirit, strengthening your resilience, removing the wrong energies, clearing the path so that when the blessing reaches you, nothing can contaminate it. This is why certain people fell away, why certain situations collapsed, why certain opportunities vanished. They weren't losses, they were divine extractions, necessary removals so the blessing tied to your name could finally move without obstruction. There is something heaven needs you to know, something deeper than everything you've heard so far. Your breakthrough is not coming from the place you expect. The blessing that carries your name is approaching from a direction you stopped paying attention to. A forgotten dream, a closed chapter, an ignored idea, a person who once inspired you, a chance you thought was gone, something from your past is about to re-enter your life, not to repeat history, but to rewrite it. This divine transfer is not a small shift, it is a full circle moment that will elevate you beyond anything you've imagined. Your spirit is being recalibrated for abundance. Your intuition is being sharpened. Your destiny is aligning with precision. And the wealth heaven is transferring to you, whether in opportunities, healing, clarity, or restoration, will arrive suddenly, quietly, and undeniably. You will not have to chase it. You will simply be positioned for it. And hear this with the fullness of your heart, the blessing marked with your name is unstoppable now. The forces that once stood against you have weakened. The doubts that held you back are dissolving. The heaviness that sat on your chest is lifting. You are entering a season where breakthroughs will come like dominoes falling in your favor. Unexpected news. Unplanned opportunities. Surprising connections. Divine timing that clicks into place like a lock finally turning. This is not ordinary change, this is divine acceleration. And as this transfer moves toward you, heaven is whispering one last truth: stay aligned, stay awake, stay receptive, because what's coming next will not just change your situation, it will transform your story. My beloved child, now that you've reached this part, heaven is no longer speaking in hints. This is the moment where the truth becomes unmistakable. Something huge is waiting for you, and the divine realm is pulling you closer because what's approaching your life carries the weight of years, prayers, tears, and unseen endurance. The spiritual vault tied to your name is not just opening, it is trembling, as if it has been holding too much for too long. You've been walking through seasons that felt unfair, confusing, draining, even lonely, but every one of those seasons was preparing the soil for a harvest that didn't belong to the old version of you. The blessing that is coming is too large for who you used to be, too powerful for the circumstances you once tolerated, too abundant for environments that didn't value you. That is why God allowed certain doors to shut. That is why people left. That is why things changed so suddenly. It was not chaos, it was calibration. There is a divine detail heaven wants you to hear with absolute clarity. The money transfer written beside your name is not just symbolic. It represents the unlocking of resources, the returning of what was lost, the arrival of opportunities that multiply, the breaking of cycles that drained you, and the introduction of connections that will accelerate your growth. You are stepping into a timeline where the things that once felt impossible will begin unfolding effortlessly. Watch how situations that used to intimidate you suddenly align with ease. Watch how people who never acknowledged your efforts suddenly begin to recognize your value. Watch how decisions that once brought fear now bring clarity. This is the season where you reclaim your power, not by force, but by divine positioning. The spiritual world has already shifted, your earthly reality is simply catching up. And now comes the revelation heaven has been waiting for you to receive. You are not preparing for a single blessing, you are preparing for a wave. A wave of restoration, a wave of elevation, a wave of divine wealth in forms your mind hasn't imagined yet. Something that was blocked is being released. Something that was silenced is being reactivated. Something that was stolen is being returned. And the moment your spirit accepts this truth, the moment you allow yourself to believe that you were chosen for more, the transfer begins to speed toward you. What's coming isn't luck, and it isn't coincidence, it's divine settlement. Heaven paying back the years you held on when everything around you told you to give up. Stay ready, stay open, stay aligned. Because the blessing marked with your name is already on its way, and it will arrive faster, louder, and more powerfully than anything you've lived through so far. My beloved child, as you step into this part, heaven leans even closer, because now the message shifts from revelation to activation. Something huge is waiting for you, and the divine realm is urging you not to look away, not to lose focus, not to let your spirit drift for even a second, because this moment is shaping your future. You are standing in a transition so rare that only a few souls ever experience it. This is the moment where your past stops having power over you, and your destiny starts pulling you forward with a force that cannot be resisted. You may not realize it, but you've crossed an invisible threshold. The heaviness you've been carrying is loosening. The confusion around your next step is clearing. The silent battles you fought alone are reaching their conclusion. You are entering a season where divine intervention becomes your daily reality. And heaven wants you to know, the blessing tied to your name is too big to remain hidden any longer. There is something sacred happening around you. Your spirit has been sensing things before they happen, unexpected thoughts, sudden clarity, vivid dreams, random moments where you feel something coming. These are not coincidences, they are spiritual indicators that the divine transfer is drawing near. The blessing that has your name written on it is not just wealth, not just opportunity, it is movement. Movement in areas that were stuck. Movement in relationships that needed healing. Movement in dreams that fell apart. movement in plans that never had the chance to grow. You are stepping into a timeline where anything that once limited you is losing its authority. The divine realm is rewriting your trajectory. Paths that were blocked will open in ways you did not expect. People who dismissed you will watch you rise without explanation. What once felt like a burden will now become proof of how deeply heaven has been working on your behalf. And now, listen closely, because this is where heaven speaks the truth that changes everything. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are being repositioned for a life that reflects your true purpose. The huge money transfer in the spiritual realm represents more than provision. It represents the unlocking of your identity, your confidence, your calling, your direction. It represents the miracle you didn't know how to ask for. You will soon walk into rooms that were once out of reach. You will make decisions with clarity you never felt before. You will recognize the people who align with your destiny and release the ones who drain your spirit. The divine realm is not just giving you abundance, it is giving you restoration, authority, elevation, and peace. What's coming next is not a moment, it is a transformation. And your name is already written on it. My beloved child, as you move into this next part, the divine realm surrounds you with an intensity that cannot be ignored. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven is urging your spirit to stay awake, because this is the phase where everything begins to make sense. You've walked through seasons that felt unexplainable, moments where you questioned your purpose, nights where you carried feelings you couldn't express. Yet through all of it, something inside you refused to break. That inner strength, that quiet resilience, that persistent hope, those were the qualities that marked you, protected you, and positioned you for what's coming now. Heaven has watched you survive storms that could have destroyed someone else. And because you stood, because you held on, the divine vault connected to your name is releasing what has been stored for you all along. There is a shift happening in the unseen, a rearranging of your spiritual alignment. You may have felt a strange calm recently, or moments of sudden emotion, or flashes of direction that came out of nowhere. These are signs that the blessing is approaching. The huge transfer heaven speaks of is not about sudden luck, it is about divine timing catching up with your destiny. It is about opportunities that once passed you by returning in a new form. It is about clarity replacing confusion. It is about strength returning to parts of you that were tired. You are entering a season where unexpected doors will open with precision, where closed chapters will resolve peacefully, where your mind will find rest after years of overthinking. What's coming toward you carries healing, abundance, breakthrough, stability, and purpose all intertwined. It carries the restoration of things you thought were gone forever. And now heaven reveals something even more powerful. The next chapter of your life will not resemble the last. You are stepping into a timeline where you will finally feel supported by the universe instead of fighting against it. Where you once had to push, things will start flowing. Where you once felt unseen, you will be recognized. Where you once questioned yourself, you will rise with certainty. The divine transfer tied to your name represents a life where you no longer settle for survival, you step into fulfillment. You begin attracting what matches your worth. You begin receiving what aligns with your destiny. The blessing coming your way is not just an event, it is a realignment of everything your life is built on. So stay open, stay grounded, stay expectant. The heavens have already moved in your favor, and the next wave of breakthrough is closer than you can imagine. My beloved child, as you enter this part, heaven draws even nearer, because what you are about to hear is the deepest layer of the message, the one that was kept hidden until your spirit was strong enough to receive it. Something huge is waiting for you, and the divine realm is urging you to stay fully present, because this moment is shaping the rest of your journey. You've walked through disappointments that left marks on your heart, seasons that drained your strength, chapters that felt unfair, yet through all of it, your spirit kept whispering, "Don't give up." That whisper wasn't your imagination, it was divine guidance, keeping you aligned for the blessing that has always been meant for you. Heaven has watched you carry battles silently, endure storms privately, and rebuild yourself quietly. And because you survived what others never saw, you are now stepping into what others will not understand. There is a revelation unfolding around your life that you cannot yet see, but you can feel it, a subtle pull, a shift in the air, a sense that something big is approaching. This is not your mind playing tricks, this is your spirit recognizing the movement of divine timing. The huge transfer tied to your name is not just provision, it is elevation. It is the moment where your story turns in your favor, where your past stops defining you, where your future starts calling you with force. You will notice certain things changing, your emotions becoming lighter, your thoughts becoming clearer, your intuition becoming sharper. These are signs that your frequency is rising, aligning with the abundance that has always been yours. People who once drained your energy will fade out. Situations that once overwhelmed you will lose their power. What once felt impossible will suddenly seem reachable. This is because heaven is clearing your path so the blessing can land without interference. Now listen closely, because this is the truth heaven wants whispered directly into your soul. The blessing coming your way is not delayed, it was being prepared. Every setback strengthened it. Every detour shaped it. Every tear watered it. And now, for the first time, the path between you and your breakthrough is clear. You are entering a phase where the divine realm will not just open doors for you, but push you through them. Opportunities will find you. Peace will settle over you. Clarity will guide you. Support will surround you in ways you never expected. What's coming is not ripple, it is a wave. A wave of restoration, abundance, healing, stability, and divine favor that will transform the way your life moves. The huge transfer with your name on it is not just approaching, it is aligning itself with your exact moment of readiness. And now, heaven says, stay in this frequency, stay in this awareness, because what arrives next will feel like destiny stepping into the room.